Hey, this is Sam Ritchie. I'm actually out near pretty close to our original gifting area. I'm using my cell phone at the moment. But I just came across all these sticks that were kind of just pushed in the ground in a circular pattern right here. There's one right over there sticking out. We got this one sticking out of the ground, and this one kind of forming a pattern in the middle. So I'm not quite sure what this is all about because there's 5 or 6 of them kind of sticking up at different angles. And right next to it I found a kind of the stick layout like this, which was purposely laid here in this particular pattern. This is of course where we found the bridge that was built over the creek, which is down below here, and that's actually up here. I'll show a picture of that in a second. But there's going to be a lot of interesting glyphs down this way every so often, and this is something new as far as I'm finding. Let's take a look a little bit further and see what else we find. Okay, here's another interesting thing I just found. It's just on this tree. It's all this wood is kind of laid purposely to form an X right here. So we got one little piece of wood that's just kind of hanging up right up here, and then we back off a little bit, and then we got this other one that's leaning up against the tree like that. So just didn't fall like that either. I mean, this wood's coming from somewhere else, and it's not coming from the top of that tree and falling down like that. We have similar things back up through here, and I'll show. I've shown this before, but there's a much more above here. But heading back over in this spot, we have like little miniature ones, like maybe the small ones. We always call this a nursery area. Here's another stick stuck in the ground. Check this out. Look at that. And nobody really comes down through here at all. Check this out. Well, we had that. I could have kind of felt like that a little bit, but the way this all kind of like nested in here like this, kind of weird. And like I said, the river hadn't come up really high like that to cause the stuff to accumulate like that. So, and look, there's a perfect X right in the middle there. If you take a gander at that, just laid there just perfectly on that stump. Okay, we're up to just a little bit further, and if you look right here, we have another one that's just another X that's created up along the creek. The wood's just purposely laid in an angle. Well, I just walked up a little bit further, and the X's are just about everywhere on the ground. We have this over here, crisscrossing, another one crisscross like that, and down below here. If you go over here, you got the, well, that could be just random, but these are very purposely forming the triangle and the crisscross and the A. Here's our original gifting area. It's just up above the creek here, and we haven't used it in a while, and wanted to see. I had some extra Rice Krispie treats, and I had a bag of them and sitting here for a couple of days. I don't think they're taking to it that much. I did leave a little bit piece that's been nibbled on, but of course that could be a small critter doing that. And this is just some of the stuff we've left here, and they do get moved every so often. Last time I was here, I actually had that strange distortion of the cell phone camera, literally, when I tried to take a picture here, which you'll see here shortly. So anyway, we're going to go up through here and highlight some of the other things around here that are definitely make this a very squatchy place. So, okay, let me briefly cover a couple things here. This is coming back down the trail, and these are actually pushed in the ground, and they come together like this. These were not there originally, or this one I think was pushed over. These other two were actually added. And take a look at this. Check this out. I don't know if I could pull that back. I'll have to stand back a little bit. Look at the glyph pattern that makes. All those sticks were actually laid there like that. And if you go back over on the other side, look over on this log, and you'll see all these sticks have been laid at an angle on both sides of this long log. It's been like that for a long time, and some of them have actually been moved. And some of them are at an angle like that back over there. We get a little bit closer to it, you know, right here. So, and of course the other feature that makes this a very unusual place is if you come up here to these trees or vine maples, all flattened down like this in this whole entire area. And some of the trees have already been bowed down like that. Now, I can conjecture several things about that. You know, elk do lay on this too, but what originally pushed them all down like that, in my opinion, would make pretty good bedding material to keep you off the ground and keep you from getting cold. And for someone that has a lot of hair on them, this probably would feel pretty comfortable. So I've seen this in a kind of a dome-like structure where the vine maples were like this, and it formed an entire dome, and the floor was actually a lot like this, a little bit flatter than this, but it was comprised of all the vine maples that were pushed down on the flooring. And of course, they're making our way down into the small valley. The gifting area is kind of a bit up on the hill, and there's the Field of Dreams area down in that flat. You know, we've got the creek coming up here, and our ridge is just on the other side here. Before I came up here to check the gifting areas, I was sitting playing the flute for a little bit, and we had a number of wood knocks coming from the ridge on the other side. So there are a couple of them as I was coming up here, but I didn't record it. But I love this time of year too, because all the greenery's out, and they do come in a little bit closer because there's more lush camouflage, and so they can observe us a lot closer to us without us seeing them necessarily. So I just love coming out here. This is one of my two habituation areas that I like to frequent. The other one, of course, is the fortress, which is a number of miles away from here, but both of them have their characteristics that I really like. So let's head on back down, and maybe I might even play the flute for a minute. Okay, here we are down in the Field of Dreams area, and the special place. And of course, I can't ever pass up the opportunity to come by this little bright area right here where I got this thick glyph. This is where the portal appeared, and it used to be a bare triangle, but all the vegetation has grown back over it. So I think I'll just stand in this spot here, and where it appeared back in September 12th of 2014, and however, just last year, right in this tree right here, about 11 foot tall, 10, 11 foot tall, this is where the let's see, get the right tree here. Yeah, that one right there. It's where the morphine entity that I ended up filming was at. So I think that was the latter part of September, or no, it was around August 22nd. That's right, of last year, 2015. And of course, a couple of weeks after that, I believe I'm staying in the same spot right here, just a little bit past where the portal was. Is where I had the pictures of the alien entity that was standing here, and I was actually over there with my camera when I took the picture, right behind that fir tree over there. So very interesting stuff, this place. And the only way you can actually experience these things is you got to come here quite frequently, because you never know when something's going to happen. A lot of times it's pretty quiet, but sometimes I just pan the camera quite a bit just to be looking at it a little bit later to see if that's surprising, a surprise visitor or some you know, come around in this area. It's quite a magical place. So anyway, I think we'll just head back down the trail, just go back to the cabin and put this together so I can get out internet for you guys. Anyway, you take care, and hope you enjoy the flute music. Bye.